Hey guys, it's me, and you're watching my channel.
I gave you my heart.
In today's video, we are going to be talking about my first time cantering on a horse. So I guess like a little story time. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Okay guys, so let's start off from the beginning. So I started horseback riding when I was 6 years old, and I really wanted to learn how to canter, but I was scared to. So that obviously was not a good combination, because like if you want to canter but you're scared to canter, then it's either a yes or yes. But I did not care. So I started riding when I was 6 years old, and I started off walking, obviously, and then I started trotting, and then that place that I started at just costed too much money, and like my lesson was only a half hour, but the drive was 45 minutes, so like the car ride was the real like lesson, because it was longer, and we didn't want to like have the car ride as the actual like ride instead of the horse. You get it. Okay, so, and it was like $40 for a half-hour lesson, and that is a lot. So I went to this place. I'm not gonna say the name because personal reasons. So then I went to this different place, and I started trotting again and everything, but I rode a horse named Beauty, and she was scared of this one end of the arena, so when she went over there she would like kind of get spooked. But one day she got really spooked, and she like started like almost galloping, like a really fast canter, so I like fell off. And I swear, I was like 3 inches away from like my head hitting the wood. And luckily I had a helmet on, but like still, I was like this close to hitting the wood. So like my instructor came over to me, and like I got back on the horse. But then like a couple weeks later, I fell off again because she started cantering, but I pulled back on her. She stopped, but I didn't. She stopped, but I didn't stop. And then, yeah, I rolled off the top of her head, and my mom was looking through the window at me. And then, like, sorry, I can't concentrate now. Boy. Well, I fell off, and I got post-traumatic stress from that. And then I went back to the other place because I felt more comfortable there, but I went into like a group lesson so that we could like, so that I could have an hour lesson instead of a half hour, and it was a lot cheaper too. Sometimes more is less. So then I had post-traumatic stress, and I barely wanted to trot. Like, it's crazy. Like right now I'm cantering. Like, it's crazy that like just 2 months ago I didn't even want to trot, and now I'm like perfectly comfortable cantering. Like, that's just so crazy. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I barely wanted to trot. The instructor literally had to run with me when I trotted. I know. And then like a couple months later, I could tell she was like kind of trying to get me into the canter, because she was like, okay, now go faster, like a couple minutes at a time. So I knew that I feel like I should scoot over. There. and she was like trying to get me into the canter, but then all of a sudden I like cantered for a couple of steps and I loved it. Like, I loved it. So now that brings us here. I'm cantering, and yeah. Alright guys, so that was all for my story time on how I cantered. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you stayed till this point, I love you guys. All my social medias will be on the screen, also linked right down below. See you guys next time. Bye!